Hey SM2M Melbourne fans, we're back with some more brewed up over caffeinated interviews. Today we're in South Melbourne out the front of Sensory Lab, where we'll be interviewing some homegrown champions, Perger and Lachlan. Recently at the 2013 Melbourne Barista Championship, Matthew took out the Barista Champion title and Lachlan took out the Brewers Cup title, so let's go have a chat to them. So we're here with Lachlan, who was super hard to track down on the internet, but one thing we do know for sure is he took out the Brewers Cup title at the Australian Coffee Championships in Melbourne. So Lachlan, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the coffee industry.
I originally got into coffee and hospitality as a way to pay my way through uni. Yep. So that was probably 5-6 years ago now. And since initially when I first started, I didn't really understand how much there was to learn, but as soon as I got involved, I sort of fell in love with the whole process, and I guess it just sort of went from there.
Awesome. So the Brewers Cup competitions, they're relatively new. Tell us a little bit about the competition and how it all works.
Cool. I guess compared to the other elements of coffee competitions, it's more about just representing the coffee itself, so there's less I guess showmanship and stuff like that. Basically, you can choose a coffee and you essentially make a coffee for each judge. You're judged on your ability to not only make the coffee but communicate it and enhance, I guess, the tasting experience for the judges. Yeah. And that's sort of what drew me to it, just making a really good coffee and making the experience the best you can.
Awesome. So Lachlan, what sort of preparation and training do you need to take leading up to the competitions?
I guess it's just becoming as familiar with my coffee as possible, so a lot of making coffee, a lot of tasting coffee, just getting as comfortable with my chosen drink as I can. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. And for people thinking about taking part in the competitions, etc., how do you go about calming your nerves?
I guess again that comes down to just being prepared.
Yeah.
And knowing what you're going to be presenting to the judges is going to really convey well. So I guess practice, and before you go on stage, maybe just try to center yourself and just sort of focus on what you're going to be doing. That's all really. Yeah.
Preparation.
That's it.
So what can we expect to see at the WBC in Melbourne this year?
I think you'll see a lot of the world's coffee professionals pushing specialty coffee even further than it has in the past. There's been some really exciting developments over the last few years, and I think this year's going to be no different. So I think throughout all the competitions we're going to see some really cool stuff coming out.
Awesome. So what are your plans after WBC? Are you going to continue brewing or try some new and different things?
I'll definitely continue brewing. Like this is my first year of competition, so you'll definitely be seeing my face again in competitions to come.
Yeah. Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
So what's a typical day at the Sensory Lab like? What do you do?
So get to work early, taste and dial in all the coffees, and then just prepare for regular service. So make sure all the staff are worded up on how every drink should be presented, being served, and then just trying to provide the best customer experience that we can.
Of course. So thank you so much for your time. Keep an eye out for Lachlan at WBC and check out his Twitter because he'll be tweeting.
Yeah, you can follow the lead up to the competition and also as the competition unfolds on my Twitter, which is @Lachlan.
So we're with Perger. Last time we caught up was in Vienna in 2012 where he took out the World Brewers Cup. How have things changed for you since then?
Not much has changed. I'm still tasting a lot of coffee and drinking a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
My professional network has increased astronomically. I've met a lot more people, especially over in Vienna. Went to the Nordic Barista Cup after that as well, which was great. So it's still all coffee, but it's definitely with a greater perspective from all the new people that I've met.
Yeah, awesome. And so we recently had the Australian Barista Championships here in Melbourne. where Matt took out the title for Barista. Why did you make the switch from brewing to being a barista in the competitions?
It was a natural switch. Most baristas in the competitions who win the world title don't generally go back in.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever happened that a world champion has entered again. That, and I really wanted to get back into the barista competition. Last time I entered, I came third in the world.
Yeah.
So I'd like to try again and see how we go, see if I can better that score.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your signature drinks that made you win the title.
At the Australians, we made a 3-part drink. It was the one coffee at 3 different levels of extraction and roast that suited that extraction. We sort of tailored a roast profile to each.
Yes.
And it was to showcase the espresso machine as a more versatile brewing device rather than just a 30ml espresso.
Right.
You can brew a whole heap of things on there, and the judges seem to like it.
Excellent. Always good.
Yeah.
So tell us, what's the process behind sort of developing a signature drink?
A lot of baristas joke when they're preparing for barista competitions that if you find a signature drink that doesn't suck, that you can actually drink, you're already going down a good path.
Yes.
You're probably going to make a good drink. Usually when you mix things and coffee, it all tastes bad, no matter how good the things and how good the coffee is.
Yes.
Mixing together is very difficult. So it's a lot of trial and error, and a fair bit of culinary skill as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. And so when you're sort of developing your signature drink, do you need to test it out on a lot of people? Because everyone has sort of different taste buds.
Yeah. When I'm making a signature drink, I give it to all of my colleagues at Sensory Sensory Lab. We all taste it. I ask them what they think it tastes like. They tell me if it's awful, because I'm trapped in the training room. I'm not quite sure what awful tastes like anymore.
Yes.
And then we also give it to some customers in the cafe who haven't tasted my coffee before. So they might have a better idea of what someone who's totally unaccustomed to my coffee might think about the drink.
Do you sort of tell them you're switching over their coffee, or just surprise
it'd be regulars that I know.
Okay,
Like, taste this, tell me what you think, or it wouldn't just be if they order a latte and then they get something.
Yeah, right. And so obviously we'll be seeing Matt at the World Barista Championships in Melbourne. What can we sort of expect to see from you there?
I can't give away too much. That would be telling.
Top secret.
Top secret. But it will be very different to what we did for the Nationals. We've got a lot of boxes that we missed that we didn't tick at the Nationals, so we've put together a new routine with a different coffee and a different sort of bearing, which should hopefully lead us down a better path.
We'll be watching you when you're competing.
Great.
So thank you so much for your time. Check out Matt at the World Barista Championships in Melbourne this year. Follow him on Twitter.
If you want.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
So that's it for today at Sensory Labs. If you want to keep up to date with Matt and Lachlan's progress, check out their Twitter accounts, and that's it today from Semi to Melbourne.